Without further ado then, I'd like to pass you on to our first speaker. I'd like you to welcome Paul Henderson, who is Secretary of Leicester and District Trade Union Council. Paul Henderson.
Thank you very much, Anne, and thank you for this wonderful rally. What a thing for me. It's not quite May Day, but it's near enough to be telling. I'd just like to say a few words on behalf of the Trades Council in greeting this march. What I would like to say is everybody speaks about being against austerity. The TUC speaks against austerity. Sections of the Labour Party speak against austerity. They say that austerity isn't working. Well, I think I take a slightly different take on this, and I say that what's not working is capitalism. The capitalist system is responsible for the fact that in the richest countries of the world we have enormous poverty now. We have people reduced to abject poverty. That production is at rock bottom. It's very difficult for profits to be made now, given the economics of the situation, and all of these advanced countries are facing an enormous crisis, and capitalism is indeed in an enormous crisis. What they're trying to do, of course, is to evade this crisis by stoking up the stock markets, by fiddling about with interest figures, by creating fictional money all over the place, by having debts into the future, and that's the situation we face. This is a terrible situation, but what we've got to recognise is because the system is reaching rock bottom position, and we are responsible for making a change about things. So when we say that austerity isn't working, we hide up the nature of this crisis. And this crisis we really need to recognise for what it is before we can start to do something about it. In fact, when you look at austerity, it is working very well for some. It's working very well for the millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires and the others who are growing, multiplying, whilst thousands or millions and billions of people are forced into poverty. It's working very well for them. It's working very well for the people who want to privatise our industries, who want to sell off the National Health Service, who want to destroy the transport system, who want to weaken all of these concerns. Austerity is certainly working for them. So it depends on your viewpoint whether austerity is working or not. For some it's working well. These people, the Camerons and the profit makers, will stop at nothing. They are robbers. They will rob us of our most basic rights and living standards. They will exploit every possibility to take away health and safety. They even attack our culture, they attack our libraries, they are reducing young people to a future of complete hopelessness and pessimism. Basically, these are all attempts to eke out the last little bit of profit they can make in the system. But there is a problem in their way. That problem, of course, is us. That problem is the working class. That problem is the trade union movement throughout the world. That problem is the people who are prepared to stand together, shoulder to shoulder, to fight back, which is why this May Day is such a significant occasion, not just in Leicester, of course, but across the world. We are having to take on the responsibility for the future, and that's what we have to be doing. So I think we have to, amongst other things, rebuild the trade unions, and I'd call on everybody who isn't a member of a trade union to join a trade union. We have to rebuild the trade unions, and this we must do. I salute this march today, and I stand in solidarity with its aims and aspirations. Thank you very much.